And sell your brother, the buyer has got no reason to trust you. If you can sell your brother, the buyer has got no reason to trust you. If you can sell your brother, the buyer has got no reason to trust you. If you can sell your brother, the buyer has got no reason to trust you.
Zuma, the president of the MK party, as he speaks about this matter.
If you look seriously, you'll realize that if we have one of us, ophumeceleni, asimncengi. Let me just tell you, abantu sebeke baba o-secretary general kule sebe u-7 manje ngoba sidlala noma ngabe uzazi ukuthi umkhulu uyathandwa uyikho konke, we don't care. We talk about our party. Laba bala kule party abathi mabebona umuntu engasebenzi sikhuluma lesazi ukuthi kwenze njani noma eneyinkinga noma onile ebese sithi awusuke. Akekho umuntu odala ukuthi uyohlala esikhundleni kuyozangena ezulwini, ayikho lonto. Akuyona indaba yakho if you don't know. Ozubuza ukuthi kwenze njani. Kunabantu abaze bathi bafuna ukulokhuza uprotesta ngoba sithatha idecision ethile. Kusho ukuthi ayikakheki le party le. Ayikakheki ngale ndlela esifuna ngayo. Ngentshenda impela. Nani nivume impela nize nixoxe indaba nibhale ngayo. Yini yona le sifuna inkululeko la. Asivikeli umuntu. Sikhuluma nomonke umuntu la. Nalabo esathi kuqala bahambe azange sibaxoshe. Wayihambela ngoba kwakunezinto ezirong. Singafuni ukubaphoxa. Sitsheni isizwe ukuthi boneni. Ngoba iningi labo loneli kukhulu. Manje waye bese ningena indaba eningayazi. Wayeke ningewona olokhuza nihlala nithini lento lephezulu lapha. Aniyona high command. Aniyona high command. I-high command okufanele ukuthi ikhulume indaba zalenhlangano. Owenza kahle nongenzi kahle. Owenza inkinga nongenzi inkinga. Akuyona indaba yawenu le sengitshena abadala ke manje nothi ngani. Ngoba ibona ngizokuthiwa impela bazobe beprotesta. Kufanele ngabe sithola inkululeko silela inkululeko siphisi siyavikelana sodwa. Singazi nokuthi lo munye umuntu wenzeni. Enziwa lonto. Uma sithatha isinqumo sokuthi sakha lenhlangano, sasingakho inhlangano ezokwenza nalokho okuzwayo okwenziwa abanye. Ingakho nje abanye abantu abenza izinto ezirong singafuni ukubaphoxa. Uma sithi akaphume lo. Asisho ngoba simsukela nje. Ngizwa kahle. Kodwa ngeke sinitshene ngoba asifuni ungcolisa amagama abantu. Thina sibhekene nani nokukhulula umuntu omnyama. Asibhekile ukuthi umuntu omnyama onathi uma mhlambe kukhona okuthile sokufanele ukuthi siyeke umzabalazo ke manje sizolwa sodwa. Hawu webantu. Thina abantu abamnyama hawu. Sibahla kangaka. Kodwa sibuye manje uyayibona nje. Ngizwe phela abantu sebethi siyakhankasa. Ngizoke ngibonde obani abakulehle abazoba wona bekhonga bekhankasa. Ngoba uma befuna ukuyokwakha iphathi yabo bahambe bakhe iphathi. Hayi ukuthi bahluphe thina la. Ngijabula kakhulu ke ngoba intsha ayidlali. Ngoba iphutha uma nabo sebengena kulezi ndawo. Intsha abantu engibathembile. Ngoba abantu bekusasa abantu abazi ukuthi ikusasa elabo. Siyezwana. Sizwana kahle. Nize nazi kahle akukho umuntu esizomncenga. Akekho. No. no matter how good you are, or important you are, or educated you are, asimngeni lokho thina. Akubona bonke abantu aba-educated la. Sizwana. Fanele sihloniphane thina abantu abamnyama. Silungise lento efuna ukuthi ilunge. Sizwana. We mabo. We nkosi yami. Hey. We bakwethu. Sizo mase sakha mama. Sokhuluma nabo. Yazi ukuthi kuyakhulunyiswana ngapha nangapha. Nasentsheni bese kuqala ukukhulunyiswana baba ngathi hey kuyonakala ke manje. Because simele isizwe. Asimele thina, asimele isonto. Simele isizwe. Isizwe isho uhlanya lune right yokuphila. Ngoba lusidalanga lwadalwa uNkulunkulu whatever.
Well, Jacob Zuma not mincing his words there, telling Floyd Shivambu and those that support him in the party that they are not welcome to cause turmoil or to disagree in the party, that they can go and form their own party if they feel like they do not belong in the party or they do not want to cooperate with whatever decision that has been taken by the party. Jacob Zuma states that there have been many secretary generals of the party, and indeed the party has had many people coming in and going. He says that those secretary generals too have been removed. So Floyd Shivambu is not the first one, nor is he going to be the last. That when the party thinks he is not worthy of being in his position, therefore he will be removed. The question now is, how will Floyd Shivambu take these words? Well, remember that he had been demoted and sent to Parliament to be a bench warmer there. So he either was going to take that offer and go sit in Parliament and just be a member of the MK party there, or he was going to try his luck with other parties, maybe go back to the EFF, maybe go to the ANC, or whatever it is that he may have thought. Or he can open his new party, as Jacob Zuma suggests. By the looks of things, it seems like Floyd Shivambu has been shown the door. Well, not officially, but it seems the finger of...
Read out the letter which I sent yesterday to the President and Commander-in-Chief in terms of the politics of South Africa. I'm going to read the letter word per word so that there are no speculations in terms of the basis upon which we are communicating this particular decision. So the letter says, greetings, Comrade President. The chairperson of Ward 44, Johannesburg, has informed me that my membership of the EFF has lapsed. And I said, please be informed that I will not renew my membership of the EFF in Ward 44, which is one of the best performing wards in Johannesburg region. I also request to resign my position as Member of Parliament and all positions in the EFF. I will only do so after receiving a go-ahead from the organization because it is the EFF that deployed me to Parliament. I cherish and appreciate the work that we collectively did in the EFF and building a formidable organization. I believe the aspirations and vision contained in the organizational redesign document of the EFF can still be achieved. That the visions that are contained in the organizational redesign document of the EFF can still be achieved, and that I believe so. That my non-renewal of EFF membership is not a vote of no confidence in the organization, but a revolutionary act that will allow progressive forces to unite and work towards the agenda for progressive and revolutionary change. I have never in my service of the organization acted outside its democratic and revolutionary decisions, discipline and practice. I've served with humility and discipline. I will never abandon the cause for economic emancipation and true freedom in our lifetime. I will never compromise my commitment to true emancipation, and I will never abandon my commitment to the Marxist-Leninist ideological lenses and view and guide to action in my understanding of society. I will not do and say anything that will compromise the integrity of the organization that we have collectively founded. My sincere plea is that in its reflection of the decision that I have taken, the organization should also avoid mischaracterization of an otherwise revolutionary and disciplined decision to not renew membership of the EFF, and the request that I must be released from all areas that I'm deployed on behalf of the EFF. And then say that we have over the years played an important role in shaping the politics of South Africa and the continent, the African continent. We have all played our parts progressively, and I have no doubt that we will continue to do so in our respective different responsibilities. I firmly believe that political decisions should never be personalized and treated as betrayal of the cause and of individuals. I say, Comrade President, you are my brother and comrade, and will always cherish the contributions we made in our lives during the formation of the EFF, even prior to that. I wish the economic freedom fighters full prosperity and success, and wish that all the commissars and ground forces and public representatives and members of the EFF Students Command will accept this very difficult decision that I have taken. The struggle and war for economic freedom will never be compromised by any individual decision. It has been ingrained in the hearts and minds of many people in South Africa and the entire African continent. Revolutionary regards and God bless, and the letter is signed off. And just to give clarity so that there is no speculation, I've decided not to renew the membership of the EFF because I will join and participate in Umkhonto Wesizwe party. I am not going to speak here in Winmatikizela Mandela House as to what is the basis of that, because that will be tantamount to campaigning already for Umkhonto Wesizwe party. So I'm going to be actively involved in Umkhonto Wesizwe party and shape its direction and the politics that are obtaining today in South Africa. So that is to end the uncertainty or speculations that have been obtaining in terms of what is going to happen. There is no specific position that has been assigned to me. There is no commitment or any promise of deployment to parliament or to anything. It's a decision that I have taken, and I think and believe that it will add meaningful value to the progressive and revolutionary politics that must be pursued by all the progressive forces in South Africa. Thank you very much.
Thank you, DP. CIC, I'll hand over to you to say something.
Thank you very much, members of the media, the officials of the EFF. I stand before you to accept the decision of the Deputy President of the EFF, who has voluntarily resigned his positions and did not renew his membership. When he sent me a letter yesterday, I felt the same pain when I received the news of the passing away of my mother. Because Floyd, to me, is not just a comrade, he's a brother. And he will remain a brother even when he pursues his political career differently. We formed this organization together, and I've told him that resigning from the EFF is equal to resigning from himself, because this is his organization. The constitution of the EFF does not allow people to resign and join other political parties and come back to the party. But I've made this offer to Floyd that the day you decide to come back, you are more than welcome, because you are not a member, you are a founder of this political party. So you are not our enemy, will never be your enemies. Will continue to engage on different political and personal issues. Floyd is not the only one. Jimmy Manyi has also resigned to go and join MK. And there will be many others who are going to leave the EFF because they've got their loyalty and support to the deputy president. So fighters on the ground should be prepared for more people to follow. And this should not serve as a point of collapse for the EFF. This is a testing moment. The organization that has lived beyond 10 years has never been through this testing moment. The EFF will have to pass this test or it will have to die. And we, as members and leaders of the EFF, will defend its life, will make sure it lives forever for generations to come. It is the responsibility of the provincial leaders, the regional leaders, and the branch leaders to consolidate the ground and strengthen the branches of the EFF. This is not the end. It's a beginning of a journey, because we've turned 10 years and this is a new chapter for the EFF. So you can be rest assured that we are not going to be howling insult at each other. We are not going to be speaking bad about each other. Individuals make individual political decisions, and they will stand by those decisions. We all write our own individual history, and the deputy president has decided to write his own history. And individuals will leave the organization, but the organization must still stand, because the organization must live beyond individuals. If it is an organization, it can rely on the existence of individuals, including me as a person. If it happens one day I die, the EFF will have to live beyond me, because the EFF has got its own founding manifesto, its own election manifesto. The EFF is well represented in Parliament and will continue to execute its responsibilities. We wish DP all of success. We know that wherever it's going is going to be of value. We've lost a valuable member as the EFF, but the show continues. Thank you.
Family, I'm back again. I want to talk about this video of Julius Malema, Floyd Shivambu, and Jacob Zuma. I want to say this. We can hate EFF, we can do whatever, we can say whatever we want to say about EFF. I'm talking about the freedom, the economic freedom fighters. Those guys, they know what they're doing, although we see them with a different eye. As most of us, we think what they're doing is destroying. I think we learn at the end that these guys are not destroying, but what they were doing, we made a mistake. I will give an example of Torres in Burkina Faso. If Torres opened a political party, he didn't take power with a gun, nobody was going to know Torres' mission, what was exactly his mission, to liberate his own people and to understand that Burkina Faso minerals belongs to Burkina Fasos. But if he opened a political party, Maybe he will have a few people who will follow him, listening to his message, but maybe the opposition was going to say something else about him, as much as we see in South Africa. I want to come to the story of Floyd and EFF, Julius Malema. They formed the party together, and Floyd decided to go and further his career to MK political party. Doing that, he thought he was going to be successful. But what we have seen now, as he has been in the MKP, maybe even if in the EFF, they were tolerating him. We as South Africans, we are meant to understand if somebody is well educated and that and that and that, they will tell us, oh, this one is this one is this. That's why those are the biggest thieves who are letting this country down and letting the black people down. And we think they are the best people we have to elect. And when they get into office, into power, they start to show us their true colors and steal. So I'm just saying this just to lay my background. But exactly where I'm going is, when Floyd Shivambu left EFF, he was not treated like a dog. He was given a platform to read his resignation letter, and Malema accepted that he is accepting that Floyd was leaving the organization because he didn't want to renew. He wanted to go and try somewhere where he thought maybe there were green pastures. Forgetting that he was in the group that was saying, Zuma, pay back the money. We remember all of us about the Nkandla issue. It was brought by the EFF, and he was the deputy president of the EFF, and he was part of that. Then when he got to the other side, he started to lie and say they were lied to say Zuma is this, Zuma is this. My question, can he still say the same thing now towards what has happened now? That the family business has kicked him out. Leaving an organization where he contributed so much to build that organization from scratch, deciding to go to a certain organization, a family organization. I think Floyd's problem is big, but we can look at it as small. He's got a really serious problem. Somebody who cannot calculate and think when he went to MK everything was going to be like diamond. He made the biggest mistake in his life. But what I like about EFF, even when he left, they made sure that they don't embarrass him. He came in, they brought all these media outlets to come and cover the story, how he was living. It was a very good thing, though Julius Malema was in pain, losing a brother, like he said. There's something that I like about Julius Malema. What he say, he stand by it. You never shield Julius Malema and say, okay, now let's move this direction. He understands what he stands for. And he cannot go to the enemy's yards and start to play games with the enemy because the enemy might devour him. He understands politics. I can say Malema is the best politician I've ever seen. You can bring him for any interview, interrogate him, whatever. He knows his story. What I have seen in the MK, the way Floyd has been belittled, he has been belittled like nobody. Somebody who was an SG of the organization and as well as a deputy president for the EFF to be brought down to ashes like what the MK has done. They don't joke. That was a revenge. Julius Malema warned that how can you go to somebody? You think that somebody called Zuma has forgotten what we did in parliament? And now you go to the lion's den and you want to be devoured. The warning was loud and clear from Malema, but he decided not to adhere to that warning. Now, miscalculating that he was going to be trusted by Zuma, that was a miscalculation of him. Somebody you have destroyed and you have made that person not to finish his presidency. He was pushed out of the presidency office, being a president of South Africa. He was pushed out through EFF. And Floyd Shivambu was part of that. Then you run yourself to that place. I wonder what it's playing in his mind now. He wanted to be trusted. He thought that person will trust him. I mean Zuma will trust Floyd. When they say Zuma is a chess master, they mean that he has brought Floyd to his knees. He played the chess very smart to Floyd, but he couldn't play it to Julius Malema. Julius Malema is the master too in chess. He never bowed for such. What do you think, family? What do you think the career for Floyd will be being destroyed by Jacob Zuma? Just drop your comment. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Bravo, bravo.